Okay. We call to order this meeting of LAFCO. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if we could start off with the introduction of commissioners and staff.
Bill Berryhill, public member.
Mike Van Winkle, city member.
Andy Martini, county member.
Amy Bublak, city member.
Terry Withrow, county member.
Richard O'Brien, alternate city member.
Brad Hahn, public alternate member.
Javier Camarena with LAFCO.
Sarah Lytle Penny, executive officer.
Rob Terrell, LAFCO counsel.
Jennifer Goss, commission clerk.
Very good, thank you. Now is the time we will open it up for public comment. Anyone who has a comment about any item that is not on the agenda, if anyone would like to come forward and speak, now is the time.
I think Patrick wants to say something.
Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to correspondence.
So we do have an item of note there on the informational correspondence. I prepared a memo for the results of the protest hearing that was held for the Division 1 North area change of organization to the Oakdale Rural Fire District. We've received numerous calls on it today, and some of you have also received some calls on the results. The protest hearing was held August 29th, and we recently completed the verification of those votes received, and we did not receive the 25% needed to trigger an election, nor the 50% needed to terminate the annexation. So the annexation was upheld. There's some information there in the packet for you regarding the results, and that information was also sent to the registered voters and landowners in the area. Folks that had protested were concerned that there was no additional ability for them to protest further at that point. That was really the last step in the process, should they not have received should have not made the 25% cutoff, which they did not. So state law at this point orders the executive officer to final the paperwork on it and to record the annexation. And if the commission has any questions, like I said, this is an informational item, but if you have any questions of me, I'm here for you.
Any questions of Sarah? Okay, seeing none, thank you. Before you go on to the next one, I overlooked the approval of the minutes.
Oh, yes.
So hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at the minutes of our last meeting of August 22nd, and then if so, I will look for a motion.
So moved.
Second. Never mind.
We have 2 motions in 2 seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you. Okay. Any other, with regard to correspondence, anything else, Sarah?
There's nothing else to note.
Very good. Okay, declaration of conflicts and disqualifications. Does anyone have any conflicts or disqualifications for tonight's meeting? Seeing none, we will move on to our consent items. We'll look for a motion with regard to our consent items.
So move we accept the consent items as stated.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Moving on to our public hearing, item 7A, LAFCO application number 2018-04-119, G Street change of organization to the Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District.
Good evening, Javier Camarena with LAFCO. The item being discussed this evening is LAFCO application number 2018-04 and sphere of influence modification number 2018-05. 119 G Street, change of organization to the Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District. The site is located at 119 G Street in Empire and is located south of Yosemite Boulevard and east of Santa Fe Avenue. See right here, G Street dead ends into that parcel. At this time, that parcel is just bare land. There's no development or anything on it, so. The project is a proposal to annex a 0.32 acre parcel into the Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District. The property is a former well site, that was recently sold and detached from the city of Modesto. Annexation is intended to provide fire services to the site. So just to give you a little background on the property was originally annexed to the city of Modesto in 2000, along with several other well sites. At the time of the annexation, the site simultaneously detached from the Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District. Recently, the city sold that property pursuant to Section 56742E of Government Code. When a property such as this no longer is owned by the city, it shall cease to be part of the city. Therefore, the territory has reverted back to unincorporated status and has detached from the city of Modesto. The proposed project will also amend the sphere of influence to include the project site, since it's currently not within the sphere. When amending a sphere of influence, the Commission must consider factors as outlined in Government Code Section 56425. These factors are discussed in the staff report, and given the small size of the proposal, staff believes the sphere amendment is consistent with Government Code. In accordance with Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg, the Commission must consider several factors when evaluating a change of organization. Some of the factors evaluated include population, growth, local plans and policies, impacts to agriculture and services. Discussion of these factors can be found on pages 2 through 5 of the staff report. Pursuant to CEQA, the City of Modesto as lead agency has deemed the project exempt. Because the proposed annexation and sphere amendment will not change the land use of the property, staff is in agreement that the project is considered exempt for purposes of CEQA. Also pursuant to Government Code, the Commission may waive protest proceedings if the following apply. Number 1, if the landowners and registered voters within the territory have been notified by mail. Number 2, that mail notice disclosed that the Commission intends to waive the protest proceedings. And number 3, that no written opposition is received. All 3 of these conditions have been met, therefore the Commission may waive the protest proceedings. Staff's recommendation can be found on page 6 of the staff report, which includes approval of 119 G Street Sphere of Influence Amendment and change of organization to the Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District, as outlined in Resolution number 2018-15. Approval of the resolution would include consideration of the environmental documentation, waiver of the protest proceedings, and approval of the proposed annexation. That concludes my presentation, and staff is available for questions.
Very good. Thanks, Javier. Any questions of staff? Seeing none, I guess this is a public hearing, is that? We should open the public hearing at this point? Okay. Seeing no questions of staff, we open the public hearing. Anyone wish to comment on this matter from the public? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing, bring it back to the Commission for any recommendations, motions.
Make a motion to approve LAFCO application number 2018-04.
Very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Very good. Moving on. Other matters.
So this is a bit of a cleanup item. As we announced at the last meeting, since we had an outgoing commissioner, he had also vacated the seat of vice chair. So we're looking for a nomination of a new vice chair, at least to finish out the end of the year. The suggestion in the report was to continue with a city member to keep with the rotation schedule.
Okay, very good.
So city member that's interested in being vice chair, now's the time.
So we're looking for a city member.
Sure.
There you go. Van Winkle said yes.
Very good. So do we have a motion?
Punishment.
It pays $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some other requests.
Move that it be Van Winkle.
Very good. We have a motion for Mike Van Winkle. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Very good. Thank you.
That was a short-lived term.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, moving on, any commissioner comments or reports? Seeing none?
Cal LAFCO meeting's coming up, so
Very good. Jim, you're going?
I'm going to go to it.
Very good. Okay. Any others? That's it. No other matters? The chair, executive officer's report.
Yeah, just to carry on that, staff will also be attending the conference next week, Wednesday through Friday. So the office will have limited availability during that time. You can still reach us. Email is probably the best way to reach us. We're still working on a couple of items for next month, including a year-end review or expenses and revenues from the prior fiscal year. We have a couple items that are barely making it on the agenda and out of boundary, possibly an additional annexation coming up if they make it in time for a county service area. And we're piling on actually more items for December than expected. So we'll be organizing some more materials for you at that time. That's it.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, seeing nothing else, our next meeting is set for October 24th. And no other business, this meeting is adjourned.